To the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. You know what? We all know what's going on. It's WrestleMania week here. Everybody excited? We're all ready to roll? It's going to be a hoot. Actually, it's going to be a lot of fun. A great week coming up here for Sin City as we welcome in all the crazy wrestling fans. We can't wait to see you as WrestleMania week is upon us. It's not New Orleans. I didn't do it. Can't take the blame. But I've got some friends who want to talk about all this too. We had a pay-per-view last night for TNA. We have another one today for AEW with Dynasty. There's so much, and I don't want to waste any time. First, let's get to my good buddy from the Wrestling Revolver. Wrestles all over the place on the East Coast. Iowa, wherever they tell him to go, he is the amazing president of wrestling, Phil Stambaugh. What's up?
Thank you, sir. How are you today?
Good. Well, I'm better. A little food poisoning about yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I don't want to know it yet. I'm going to pass that question.
Let's just say it's something that rings and is a Mexican sandwich. Kind of mix that around. See if you can figure it out. Phil Stamper is here. Our state champion coach, who's going to be hanging around with the Hardy Boys, who unfortunately took an L last night. Stunning. But at least they don't have to carry the belts around for WrestleMania week.
Hey, I got no problem with tortas. I love tortas. You had one of them tortas in Vegas? That what gave you the bubbles?
No, it was a run to the border.
Oh, there you go.
No, it came up this way.
Week is on, and who knows? Maybe the Hardys lost that strap to set something up for WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Coach Rosey is here.
I think there's a ladder match or some kind of tables match. Maybe they want to rekindle the pop they had at WrestleMania. What was it, 35 or 37 when the Hardys came back?
Or maybe they just want to sit in one of the suites and get drunk. I mean, that's a possibility too. Well, actually, Matt would. Jeff, no. We're not going to do that with Jeff.
No, not Matt either. They're both sober.
Guess who else is back for today's show? Our lovable Huggy Bear from down in Austin, Texas. Stu Myrick is here. Stu!
What's up, fellas? It was WrestleMania 33, Coach Rosey.
33, thank you. I'm never good with the numbers.
I was there. I was at Supercard of Honor when they lost the Ring of Honor tag team titles in a ladder match to the Young Bucks. And then the following night, they showed up at WrestleMania 33 at Camping World Stadium. That was a huge reaction. It was so funny because about 2 weeks prior, I had gotten broken by Matt Hardy when he was here for Wrestle Circus during South by Southwest. So that was really cool. And I gave Matt Hardy a ride to his hotel.
Wow.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Very cool.
A little bit of connection. So,
and I'm not saying the Hardy Boys broke my neck. I will just say I was in a segment that was also about broken when they were on the hunt for gold. And then miraculously I had to have neck surgery shortly thereafter.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Phil, fly out. You can get your revenge. Are you still looking, by the way? Real quick.
I've been on the road for 2 days, so since we talked,
commercial break. Check it out.
Fair.
Anyway, also on the show today, had an awesome interview with WWE's Austin Theory, one of the co-holders of the World Tag Team Championships with Logan Paul. He is going to be, they're going to be kicking off the show, apparently. It'll be him, Logan Paul, and I Show Speed taking on the Usos and LA Knight in what should be a fun match. So brace yourselves. But hour number 2, Austin Theory. Gotta love that. So, guys, I'm a lot. There's a lot.
Are you at a loss for words already? We're 10 minutes in.
Before we get into,
yeah, you're not supposed to be doing radio, but like that. I mean, I got 15 years in sports radio. Supposed you know, that air's not good.
I'm building. I'm building. So first, let's start with who's not going to be at WrestleMania, at least at this point.
Me.
Oh, you should be coming out soon.
No, it's okay.
Carmelo Hayes, not on the card. At the moment, I don't know. We're still waiting because of this Bella thing, but Io Sky, not on the card. Ilya Dragunov, not on the card. Julia, not on the card. Damian Priest, no New Day, no Joe Henry, no Chad Gable. No Motor City Machine Guns, by the way. What happened to them? I think Coach Rosey had the Hardys like.
No, they're in witness protection up in Pahrump, Nevada.
Oh well, you know, I think there's some places to hide there. I won't mention any places, but there's a few. No Tiffany Stratton, no Raquel Rodriguez. There will be no traditional tag team matches on this WrestleMania. Can you believe that? That hasn't happened since WrestleMania 30. We're still waiting on Nikki Bella. If she is out, the Bellas are out, and she has apparently been rehabbing her ankle, trying to get ready for this match. And, you know, I would think she'd be able to hide it with 8 people in this thing, but they are the ones that are supposed to win, I would imagine. But guys, are you surprised at any of these names first? Let me go to you, Phil. Anybody there that you're just like, wow, how are they not on the card?
I mean, as you're saying certain names, I'm like, yeah. At the same time, like I know you can only fit so many people on Mania, even though Mania is 2 days long. I feel like they're missing some opportunities, and man, I hate to say it like the way it's forming in my brain, but let's go for it.
Just do it.
A year ago, you know, hey, look, Killer Cross is from Vegas. You don't put him on Mania. You have him at the meet and greets, and then you're like, hey, we're going to stop selling his tickets and tell fans that, like, oh, we don't have any more tickets. He's not available. And meanwhile, he's standing there in front of everybody with nobody in front of his line, like as fans are wanting to come see him. I feel like the WWE is still just not in tune with their own product, which is the same old song we've been saying for well over a decade now.
Yeah, Stu. What shocks you about that list?
Well, you don't have a match during the kickoff show, as far as we know, as of now. There are several names that kind of surprise me. And look, I kind of took a break from pro wrestling in general back in October. I kept up with it, watching some highlights and checking out some news sites. Shout out to What Culture. It seems like, and it kind of alludes to what Phil said, WWE feels a little tone deaf in many ways. I mean, and I'm sure we'll get to the whole thing with Pat McAfee.
Oh, we're not talking about Pat McAfee at all in this show.
Oh, we're not? Okay.
I'm kidding.
They seem a little tone deaf, and you scroll through social media and you see some of these made up wrestling headlines from sites that probably have less followers than me, and I don't have that many followers. But one that I saw that was kind of interesting was someone, and I forget who it was, quoting Jim Ross as saying that he would not be surprised if Vince McMahon was involved in the creative for WrestleMania 42. And I read that a little bit, and I'm thinking, I mean, that would be the ultimate in tone deaf measures. Look, you got Brock Lesnar, who is at least named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit.
Oh, you toned that down a little bit. There you go.
I'm trying
Good,
to be
good
nice.
call.
I'm
Look at
trying
that.
to be nice.
It's a new stew.
No, it's not. So if they decide to bring back Vince, man, I mean, and look, there is a section of the wrestling fandom that, all right, I'm gonna say it because I live in
Just do
Austin, which leans a little left. There's a section of the wrestling fandom that is kind of like MAGA. They don't care if they kill a bunch of puppies, as long as they get their entertainment. I
don't like to kill puppies.
I don't think that, bringing back Vince would be just
awful.
Awful doesn't even scratch the surface. Never mind everything else that deals with it. Look at the creative he had leading up to when he retired. It was god awful. It was horrible.
You got the bloodline. You got that right. You got to give him credit on that.
Okay,
I know he's probably made a lot more mistakes than anything else.
The rest of it was garbage. And if you put him back in, look, there's been a lot of talk about, that if he's not there, the current creative isn't very good either. So I'm just saying, it's
maybe the Undertaker
timing with your biggest event coming up in a week.
We'll talk about some possible returns here, but maybe they should bring the Undertaker up there, Coach. Do you see what he's doing down there in AAA? I wanted to mention that, but if we're talking about booking a little bit, he had the two El Grande Americanos down there. They're going nuts in AAA.
Lucha
with everything that's going on. They had a 40-minute fight between the two of them. 40 minutes. And everybody was eating it up. That's crazy. Maybe Undertaker should show up here at WrestleMania. What do you think, Coach?
I bet it was a sellout in Mexico at the AAA show, because that's something, unless they cook the books, we're not going to see in Las Vegas. Whether they put 25% off, 6-7 off, it doesn't matter. They're not going to sell out this show unless they come up with some Pontiac Silverdome numbers like we did for WrestleMania 3.
That was already in the plan. Like, don't.
Look, this is not a secret, by the way.
Like, I want to go ahead. I'm sorry, Steve.
Wrestling crowds announced by WWE is kind of like Baptist churches, and I grew up Baptist. Whatever the number is, you inflate it by at least 10 to 15%.
So wow, one of the things that Lord help him.
It is.
So
welcome back, Stu.
WWE has always been a master manipulator when it comes to like their use of audio and how they produce things. Like, of course, like they're a business. They want to make it look like, hey, look how big we are, how successful we are, jump on the bandwagon, look and help support us. Think about a month and a half ago, Danhausen came to the flattest of responses. Like the crowd hated it, the internet community hated it, and now suddenly, oh my God, everybody loves him. And I'm watching.
Not everybody.
Well, bear with me.
Gonna say that.
Bear with me. Bear with me.
I'm bearing.
I'm watching. I'm listening. He comes out. You hear this monstrous response, and you see the crowd. Like, people are standing up, some people are cheering. Then you see this little bit of like this delayed reaction, and it's like WWE is making you want him to be there, and so there is a larger swell of people now who are supporting. I'm not saying it's the overall population. I'm just saying there's more people who are, because you've now been told by WWE, and it's like you just listed off all the names of all the people who are not yet going to be featured or part of WrestleMania. And it's like, what if some of that drive and energy was focused on some of those individuals? In the same way they're trying to do for Danhausen. He is the only person, though, I will say, in the last couple of weeks, because I watch a lot of, I hate to say it, I watch a lot of my wrestling via Twitter, X, and most of what I am seeing is Danhausen. So it's how they're pushing it. And it's an interesting narrative when you also know, you got his job through CM Punk, because that's been talked about. That was talked about while he was still at AEW. So it's, where are they going in all of this, and who are they trying to use, and who's favored of who, and how are they putting this all together behind the scenes? It's a big, big question mark. They've already talked about how Vince, who was gone for years, how he was doing other stuff for other WrestleManias a couple years ago. Not shocked at all. Is he still around and in people's ear? The father-in-law of the man who's currently running creative, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Like it is what it is. It's WWE, who 10 years ago, 12 years ago, the McMahon family comes out and Shane's on the mic. We've heard you, and we're gonna be better. And it's about.
Oh, I laughed at that one. I still, it's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on WWE.
And here we are in 2026 going like, oh, it's going to be better. It's still about the fans. Like, WWE is one of the best production houses in the world, and they are the best wrestling company in the world. That also means I think they make some of the bigger mistakes.
Yeah. Before we go to break, Coach, you and I coached for a long time. We know about injuries. How close of a bullet nearly hit this WrestleMania with that Liv Morgan accident when Stephanie McCare came in and hit her from behind, and she smacked her head right off Roxanne Perez and had a knot the size of Phil Stamper's bald spot.
Yeah, no, she's going through some physical therapy right now in Coachella. It's a chemical induced physical therapy. Her and the girls are down there. I think that bump will be taken care of by Saturday or Sunday, and I think whatever libations that she's having in Coachella will motivate her to win the championship. I'm excited.
Wow,
that's funny.
But on a serious note, though, that could have been a disaster. I mean, if that happens this week instead of last week, she's probably out.
Yeah.
She's probably out. So that was a little wild thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, and just accidents happen on occasion. So it goes.
And it's concussion protocol, so you can't predict it. I mean, she's slated for night one. She's slated for Saturday night, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe she can sit on the sidelines with Nikki Bella. Now that'd be terrible. I don't want anybody to miss. If you like Carmelo Hayes, fake doing the knee injury thing. You got to be kidding me. But Carmelo and Io Sky not being on this card, unbelievable to me. Those two.
But realistically, how many tickets would those two people sell? Carmelo and Io.
I don't know. Io might be the best. Some people were saying she's the best wrestler in the world.
She might be, but I don't think she fills every 18 inches in the arena.
Well, Mello don't miss. And Coach, that's all I'm gonna. Don't give me the lemon pepper stepper stuff. Mello don't miss. Oh, we are gonna have fun when those two hook it up after WrestleMania. Ugh. But we're gonna talk about Sami Zayn and all that. But when we come back, the Pat McAfee Jelly Roll match. What? Oh, I'm sorry, the Cody Rhodes Randy Orton match. We're gonna talk about that and my theory of what's really going on behind the scenes and the big surprise.
Your Austin theory?
Austin theory is going to be on the show too. We'll be right back.
Tax season is here and scammers are taking advantage of it. Right now, criminals are posing as the IRS, Social Security, DMV, even the Federal Trade Commission, and they're getting more convincing than ever. They can spoof caller ID to make it look like real government numbers. They'll use actual employee names and fake badge numbers. Some will even send official-looking letters with government seals. Then comes the pressure. You owe money. Your benefits are being suspended. Legal action will be taken. Don't fall for it. Real government agencies will never demand payment, threaten you with arrest, or require wire transfers, gift cards, or cryptocurrencies. Pause and report fraudulent activity to the FTC. For more information, visit oem.nv.gov. Sponsored by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Nevada Office of Emergency Management Homeland Security, and your local emergency manager's office. In cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM. Talk Las Vegas. We are breaking it all down from the world of pro wrestling. There's no way we're going to get through all this stuff, but we're going to give it a try. Phil Stamper, Coach Rosey, Stu Myrick join us. Next hour, Austin Theory. You're going to hear from our interview from him as he gets ready to kick off WrestleMania, apparently. So congratulations to Austin Theory. Batting leadoff. All right, Coach, because I know you're going to give me a straight answer on this.
Always.
We have seen this whole thing with Pat McAfee. WWE, apparently Ari Emanuel, head of TKO, which is their parent company, decided to interject Pat in there because the ticket sales were down, plus he wants to make Pat an action star. So Pat's been cutting promos. Pat's getting physically involved with the Cody Rhodes-Randy Orton match. Jelly Roll's in this mess now. But the question I have, Coach, is did Pat do his job? Has he helped or hurt this match? Has he helped sell tickets? Has he helped get eyes on the product? What do you think?
No, I'm not big on just throwing around wrestling terms. It kind of sounds markish, but he had go away heat. Like that was a go home heat. He had like heat that people were like, get off of my screen. He is not the guy to be pushing this narrative for Randy Orton because it doesn't sound authentic. It sounds like he's being a mark, like he's being a member of the internet wrestling community, that he is cloud chasing off of him, or what do they say, mogging off of him now. That's a new technique.
That's Pete Rosenberg's job, by the way.
Yeah. So, it just doesn't seem as a viable wrestling storyline. Same with Little Yachty. I'm a hip hop fan. What's Little Yachty doing? Taking physicality by Sami Zayn. Jelly Roll, okay. They're just bringing in too many celebrities, which you ask why there aren't a lot of people on the card. It's because they're filling them up with these people that they think are going to drive ticket sales. It might drive some pay-per-view sales, but if anything, we saw the disaster last year with bringing in a celebrity with Travis Scott, and they just don't know our business. They can say that they know the wrestling business and they can be tutored up and coached up on how to interact with the fans or how to deliver a promo, but there's been very few people that were not entrenched in the wrestling community that have made a huge impact to a show or an event, usually they get either bad feedback or they just kind of fall off. So Pat McAfee, it was a good try, 25% off of tickets. We'll see how that goes. Thanks to Dodge Ram Trucks. There's a free promo. Contact Mark Hoke, Dodge.
Mark Hoke Dodge.
Get on the show. We'd love to have you. But no, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Phil, I will say this. Because of his show, he's getting eyes on the product here. There's no doubt about that. He has been nonstop WrestleMania since he got put into this. But the one other thing that I think that he did successfully, everybody was booing Cody Rhodes. Wasn't supposed to be like that. But guess what? Pat gets involved and is doing all this stuff, and now the heat has gone back to Randy Orton as being the bad guy, in my opinion, anyway. Mm-hmm. So all the other stuff aside, Pat did accomplish that.
So the one thing with Pat is, what's weird to me is a lot of people forget Pat's been involved with the WWE for a long time. He was been a long time commentator. He's been an athlete for them. I do like Pat I do like Pat. There, sorry,
I do too.
The challenge I have is the way this is all getting done, and I'm noticing though this sort of eeping into some entertainment of let's tell the truth behind the truth and make it work behind the scenes. Like literally, I just read this whole article today about how in DC Comics are doing this whole thing about they're putting in a character who's breaking the fourth wall and telling everybody of their business, and yeah, it's a whole weird thing. So I feel like it's now the new narrative. It's now like let's tell the I'm using air quotes truth to try to then drive interest by rallying the negative voices behind us. Not like it didn't work for our political scene, and go, hey guys, I'm one of you. You should hate it for the same reason I hate it, shaking fists in the air. And I think that's sort of like the latest rallying cry in the way you're doing some of your marketing. The whole Pat McAfee, I don't know why I'm struggling saying that name today, being an action star, and like that's the reason he's being pushed. I'm like, I don't know if Yinzal would get over well with the mainstream audience.
That's a Baltimore thing, yeah.
No, that's not a Baltimore thing.
Well, I know it is.
It's Pittsburgh thing.
In the area, yeah.
But I if you ever said that to a Baltimore Ravens fan, they wouldn't find you.
I get Honeyed or whatever it is. I can't remember.
Right? Yeah, Baltimore's the Huns. Yeah, Pittsburgh is the Yins. But I didn't know he had that interest. Has he ever acted before? But WrestleMania for a long time hasn't been the sort of season finale capper to our wrestling lives that it used to be. It has been this sort of celebrity influenced event. I will say we got off easy a couple years ago. I didn't even think Travis Scott being the lone thing last year was us getting off a little bit scot-free. Because we've seen like Stephen Amell come in. We saw the year Snooki came in. I remember everybody going like, "What the heck is happening?" And then
she did okay.
Right, she did one of the best spots that got repeated highlights on WrestleMania clips. And not just because it was Snooki doing cartwheels in the ring, she did it really well. So like it has worked sometimes to drive more traffic. It is typically the most viewed pay-per-view of all of wrestling in the world. So, but there has to be reasons to come do that. Jelly Roll did do a successful time in his match. Okay, let's do it again. He has been continuing his training and working out. There's some wrestlers out there who've been plugging away on their social medias going, hey, look, I'm helping to train Jelly Roll. So he's getting more time in the ring. Pat is no stranger to being in the ring. So like I'm kind of okay. I don't like he's getting X-Pac heat. I do like that the heat's redirected to Randy Orton, even though Cody might deserve some boos. So I'm curious in, how this is all going to play off, but how much is it taking away? A couple years ago, right, because we all wanted to see the reign of Cody Rhodes, everybody booed The Rock, who was the top paid action star in Hollywood, that we all like booed him out of the building basically. And so it's like, now I feel like this year should have been the year The Rock was back and doing stuff.
Oh, just wait.
Like he probably will. I'm sure we're going to see him pop up and do something. But it's like, And then you got, and the John Cena retirement tour of hosting WrestleMania. I called that on this show like a year ago.
Mm-hmm. You did. Stu, let me hit you with it. Look, I know you aren't big on celebrities coming in for the most part. What do you think about all this? Is in the end, when we watch that match, is this all going to work out?
I'm sure in somebody's eyes they will. Look,
I mean, at least it's not Travis Scott, who didn't care.
This is, and I'll be honest, this is one of the reasons why I decided to take a break. WWE, there was the famous exchange between Vince McMahon and Ted Turner when Ted Turner bought WCW about, now I own a wrestling company. Well, I own an entertainment company. WWE feels like they're wanting to be an entertainment company. I'm totally on board with Coach Rosey about they are relying way too much on celebrities, on celebrity involvement. It feels like every Raw, SmackDown, they spend an inordinate amount of time pointing out celebrities that might be in the crowd. The craziest thing is that with the Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, the one thing that hasn't been mentioned is the fact they were on a team together.
Yeah.
There has not been one mention about legacy.
I did see one.
That should be the thread.
Yeah.
You don't need Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee. And look, I've met Pat McAfee. He's a decent commentator. He does a decent job on College Game Day. Some of his hits on the NFL Network. I get it. And yeah, he, former Colts kicker. I get it. But it just floors me how much they've got to rely on these celebrities, how they can't figure out a way to put the heat on Randy Orton.
I think it's because there's Cody fatigue. I think everybody just wanted to see Randy win.
Well, and that's, and then in that case, turn Cody heel. And that's horrible to say because he's, it's kind of the same argument that followed John Cena for so long. He's selling all the merch and all the good stuff. Well, but if the fans want to boo him,
by the way, real quick, Stu, is this really Stu Myrick that you just said Cody Rhodes turn heel? I seem to remember for like a year you were like, no.
I know, I get it, and I did. And look, again, I have a existing relationship with his brother. By the way, happy belated birthday to the Nat.
Yeah, happy Dustin.
Turned 57 yesterday, so happy birthday, Dustin.
I'm sending him a pineapple pizza.
He hates pineapple on pizza.
I know.
He loves pizza. Don't get me wrong. He loves pizzas. Just don't put pineapple. But if you're trying to do this card, and I mean, if that's the way you got to go, that's the way you got to go. But again, it just feels like it's getting too far away from wrestling.
Right.
That's what made me a fan, watching Flair and DiBiase in Mid-South in 1983, 4, whatever. Watching Flair and Steamboat, those matches. It's getting away from the wrestling. And I'll say this. Wrestling fans that are in the arena, look, when I became a fan, it was about cheering the baby faces and booing the heels. That ain't the philosophy nowadays. All they care about is the performance. They're watching a play. They're gonna boo or cheer. And it's not a it's as if it was filmed on a set and they're watching it and they're gonna, that's the thing. So
Well,
I
just
don't know.
wait.
I don't know if you can save this match, honestly.
I think you can save it. I think it'll be all right. It's just because at least with Pat and Jelly Roll, they actually care about wrestling. Travis Scott coming in was just there to be Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I almost did my first swear on the air. He didn't care. These guys do. They want to make sure they do this right. So we'll see what happens. But I got to go to a break, Stu. But when we come back, John Cena's hosting WrestleMania. Where's Dwayne? Where's Dwayne? I know where Dwayne is. I'm going to tell you where Dwayne is. Brace yourselves, everybody. We've got a whole lot more coming up on the Mark Hoke Show. Phil Stamper, Coach Rosey, Stu Myrick, and Austin Theory coming up in hour number 2. Stick around.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco. But no matter how lost you are, how far along you are, it's not too late. There's always hope, and there are many safe places that can help you stop using. In Nevada, pregnant women are given the highest priority for substance use treatment. Low-cost treatment options may be available so you and your baby can get healthy now. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today. SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org also has resources for healthcare providers, friends, and family. If you want to help someone who's pregnant and using, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 today. Sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Free trial is 7 days. If customer does not cancel prior to the end of a trial period, fees will apply.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
1015 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Wow. We have a private chat on the live stream here on the Mark Hoke Show. And if you're not on the live stream, you can't comment. So, do yourself a favor real quick. Find us at Mark Hoke Show on X, YouTube, Facebook. Get in. We will get to your comments in a little bit. But Coach Rosey just put in a story that says one of his students thought up an idea that Orton went AWOL because he doesn't believe in the USA. Carry an Iran flag to the ring to show how much he dislikes the U.S. Ooh. Coach,
Hey, I got students with a vivid imagination. We have a pro wrestling club at our school, and he came up with that one lunch. He said,
Nice.
bring back the Sergeant Slaughter deal.
I got a better idea. Don't you think that because of all this lack of ticket sales, which, by the way, total blame is, I don't think it's creative. The injuries or anything like that. I think it's just they overcharged. Period. They overcharged too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I see that.
Yeah.
And forgive me, Mark, isn't tourism down in Las Vegas?
A hair. It's starting to come back.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean,
maybe
not a ton, but enough. It's noticeable. But isn't it funny that they're pulling all the stops out here? We got John Cena coming back, Pat McAfee, Little Yachty, Jelly Roll. Everybody's showing up. But the one guy that really should be showing up is Dwayne Johnson. Where's Dwayne? I know where Dwayne is. Why is Pat McAfee involved in this thing? And why was Pat McAfee trashing CM Punk? What did that matter? What does Pat McAfee care about what CM Punk's doing? You guys remember back to that "we" comment from Roman Reigns when he was in that one promo with Punk? We brought you back because blah, blah, blah. Well, who the heck was we? It's Dwayne. At the end of night 2 of WrestleMania, The Rock is going to show up, somehow mess up the match. Roman's going to win. You got Pat McAfee, who's probably going to cost Cody Rhodes the championship. And picture this on the stage, boys. It's The Rock, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Pat McAfee, holding the 2 championships high in the air. As Rock gets his revenge on Cody, they hate Punk, and off we go, headed to WrestleMania 43. Coach, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense. Better than my student's idea.
That ties it all together.
That does tie it all together. Will it have legs, or is The Rock going to show up every week and continue this storyline like this whole like a little NWO thing? No way. So
that's Pat's job. That's
it'll get a nice
job.
pop. If that happens, it'll get a lot of news, a lot of views, and a lot of excitement. But I don't see a lot of legs.
Mm-mm.
Oh, there's
for the future.
Cody and Punk going after these guys and everybody else trying to knock off the TKO team. I think it makes sense. I've been trying to piece this puzzle together, and then it finally occurred. A couple pieces hit me when I was driving down to the station today. Stu, The Rock, I'm telling you, Rock's going to be there.
Okay, I'm going to stick to what I've been saying for the last couple of years. Keep The Rock out of anything creative with WWE.
Good luck.
You're not going to end both nights of WrestleMania on a sour note. You got to have a happy ending one night. The way things look, it looks like Randy's going to beat Cody for the title. So,
is it a sour ending if Roman Reigns beats CM Punk?
Well, and that's I don't know.
And The Rock comes back. I mean, even if it's kind of a heelish thing.
But that's the thing. If you're gonna, and why are we inserting TKO, the parent company, into this as a wrestling character?
Well, because they've inserted themselves. They've inserted themselves the last 3 years.
It's like it's Vince McMahon putting himself in that role.
Exactly. They're stealing it. Stealing it. I mean, especially after you think about the publicity that's gone TKO's way at this point. They jacked the ticket prices through the roof. They made, and not just at WrestleMania, but everywhere, made it impossible for families to buy tickets until they did some drops. Now, they've inserted themselves into storylines. The last 3 WrestleManias now. That is the heel. The evil entity is TKO right now. Pat McAfee is representing. Remember, they said on SmackDown that Cody couldn't touch Pat because somebody above them said he couldn't do it. Remember that? It's TKO. I think that they decided that if people are going to gripe about him, let's make them the enemy.
So TKO is the new NWO?
Not quite, but more like the Vince McMahon evil empire, the corporation.
It's corporation all over again. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it makes sense. So
I like Tube Man. Tube Man had a good comment in the thing, said Shane O'Mac's going to come back and save Cody. That makes a lot of sense. I love it.
Yeah. There's Tube Man 316 Shane back saving Cody.
That man, that place would pop. Everybody loves Shane, because they know what he's gone through. And if you bring Shane back, then you're really going to be bringing back the true old guard of WWE fans because people love Shane.
I'm curious to see, and that wouldn't shock me because of the involvement of Stephanie too.
Mm-hmm.
With that promo with Cody, the whole thing just didn't make any sense unless there's a corporate aspect to it. That's it. She's not out there as a friend, so I think that's what we're going to see. I mean, I could be wrong, but that I'm putting my money down right there. Rock at the end. So there you go. Phil, you like that?
I do. I mean, it makes some sense. It fills some gaps in like why was it coming off as weird as it was? The thing is, we all want WrestleMania to be successful. It is the flagship wrestling premiere to the world, so we do want everything to be like, yes, this is exciting. We want things to increase in Vegas because I did have to pull up the numbers because I'm always a numbers guy and I had to see what was been reported. And yeah, tourism is down in Vegas over the last couple of years, but this is a spectacle event that brings traffic to the city, attention to the WWE. You need to make it affordable so people can come at a time when it's really hard on the overall economy. So how do you do that? Okay, I like this partnership, this advertisement with Dodge Ram. Like, great, awesome. Come to Vegas, come to Mania.
Yeah, and I hopped on Ticketmaster this morning, and that 25%'s there. The seats are up a little bit, but I will tell everybody this because I've been in Allegiant Stadium before too. There's really not too many bad seats in there. I'm probably going to be in the worst spot up in the press box, to be honest with you, all the way up top. But if you go, you're going to be you'll be okay. It's not like you're going to be, in Stadium Azteca all the way up on the top row there. So hopefully this is going to work out. I don't know how many tickets are going to sell, but we'll find out. Stu,
what's capacity for Allegiant?
66, I think it is.
Okay, yeah. So you're not. It's not like, say, Jerry World, not like AT&T Stadium up in Arlington, where it's if you get nosebleeds, you are in the nosebleeds,
right?
And look, 25%. That's fine. You announced that though this week. You got 2 weeks left, so it feels like maybe a pull to locals because.
Yeah.
I'm not going to plan. I'm not going to try to plan a trip to Las Vegas with 2 weeks because you may have cut ticket prices, but airfare is going to be more. Hotels going to be more because I've waited so long.
Well,
so
fly Frontier and use the travelshark.com blacks.
I am not flying the Greyhound of
hell no.
It's not Spirit. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that out loud, I guess. Well, there goes our Spirit sponsorship, fellas. Down the tubes. But anyway, this is going to be a fascinating week. We're going to talk more about it as we go through hour number 2 of the show. Phil Stamper, Stu Myrick. I know Coach has got to roll out because he is a local hero, king of the state of Arizona.
Far from it.
Yeah,
we did play 2 good Texas teams, though, Stu. We played a team named Duncanville and a team named Frisco.
In basketball?
Yeah, throughout the season. Yeah, we beat them both. But
Duncanville, Frisco, both DFW schools. Duncanville, huge football powerhouse.
All right. So when we come back, guys, I will have to spare everybody the presence of these gentlemen for a little bit because we're going to hear from one of the co-holders of the World Tag Team Championships, Austin Theory, who told a very interesting story that I didn't even know anybody knew until we sat down and talked to him on Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then we're going to be talking. We got AEW Dynamite, we got TNA Rebellion, and Carlos Silva getting booed out of the building because he did something that I don't think a lot of people liked. Stick around for hour 2. We'll be right back.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Dear Uncharted, the Toyota Tacoma doesn't need lines on a map. It follows the unfollowed, the untamed, the unseen. Tacoma's available iForce Max engine charts its own path, and an available 3D multi-terrain monitor has your back. So wherever adventure leads is where it all begins. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit your Southern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Food. Childhood hunger is a problem.
So we are going to do something about it.
This year, we're going to bag childhood hunger.
It is a mission for all of us.
No child goes hungry.
Join us!
Help us
bag childhood hunger.
For every $1 you give,
you can provide up to 6 meals.
That's 6 for $1.
Do it. Get involved.
Now.
Together, we can feed everyone.
For more information, go to 3square.org.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco. But no matter how lost you are, how far along you are, it's not too late. There's always hope, and there are many safe places that can help you stop using. In Nevada, pregnant women are given the highest priority for substance use treatment. Low-cost treatment options may be available so you and your baby can get healthy now. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today. SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org also has resources for healthcare providers, friends, and family. If you want to help someone who's pregnant and using, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 today. Sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
KMXB HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1015 FM KDAWN.
Blocking the Strait. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. President Trump making a major announcement after peace talks with Iran failed to produce a deal. On social media, he says the U.S. Navy would immediately begin a blockade to stop ships from entering or leaving the Strait of Hormuz. Fox's Trey Yingst has more.
This is a significant announcement by President Trump, and once again, an indication that the United States holds the cards here. The president is the decision maker, even as it relates to the Strait of Hormuz. And we heard just yesterday, as these 2 Navy destroyers passed through the strait, threats from the Iranians claiming that they would fire on these vessels. And the president is very clear here in his post on Truth Social. This will not be tolerated. Threats or strikes against U.S. forces or vessels in the region will have consequences. And so once again, the president is showing who is in charge, not just at the negotiating table, but on the battlefield.
After talks failed in Pakistan, Vice President J.D. Vance says the fighting can only end if Iran gives up efforts to build a nuclear weapon. Democrats are calling on Congressman Eric Swalwell to drop out of the California governor's race.
Multiple people have come forward with claims of misconduct against Swalwell, including one in New York City that involves a former staffer who claims Swalwell raped her in 2024 when she was intoxicated. That same woman also claims a separate assault in 2019 and other misconduct during the time she worked for him. Well, DA Alvin Bragg is urging survivors and anyone with knowledge of these allegations to contact their Special Victims Division. Swalwell has denied all the allegations, calling them, quote, flat false, but now his campaign is in a free fall. He has, in about 24 hours or so, lost all 21 of his endorsements he had from his Democratic colleagues, and his fundraising and endorsement pages have all been taken down.
Fox's Chanley Painter. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Your back-to-back Los Angeles Dodgers baseball is coming up this afternoon at 12. And the talk you love is always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartMedia, or TuneIn apps. Just search for KDAWN in Las Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
All right, let's get back to it. The best in pro wrestling news and entertainment on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas, also on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download that app, and I promise you that you will retain your hairline unlike the three of us. Very important. So get that app right now. We're also live streaming on X, YouTube, Facebook. Just look up the Mark Hoke Show, and you can join us in there and say hi. You might want to do that right now because we have Stu Myrick, we have Phil Stamper, but I hate to say it, fellas. I'm going to make it disappear for a little bit because I got a chance on Thursday to sit down with one half of the World Tag Team Champions of WWE, Austin Theory. And, this interview, I'm going to say it right now, may even make Stu Myrick root for Austin Theory's team.
Huh.
I'm dead serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So let's give this a roll. So I want to thank Austin for joining us, and let's hear from Austin Theory. All right, everybody, we're on the Mark Hoke Show and getting ready for WrestleMania right here in Las Vegas, coming up in, just a few days, man. It's a week and a half out, and I am thrilled to have, I hate to say one of the best young superstars. He's just one of the best superstars in WWE, period. End of story. Two-time U.S. champ, two-time World Tag Team Champion, after he and his vision partner, Logan Paul, by hook or by crook, just brought home the World Tag Team Championships. And he's going to be teaming up with Logan and internet sensation I Show Speed at WrestleMania on night one. I think it's time for a little A-Town Down, isn't it? Let's go. Austin Theory, everybody.
How's it going, man?
Good. Hey, that belt looks really nice above your head, by the way. That's pretty cool.
That was pretty nice. And got a special guest with me right here.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, that had to be fun just picking those belts up. You took a beating in that match, though, dude.
Oh man, it's tough out there, but I always make sure I make it to the end, and I'm the Victorian at the end. So
very cool. Well, I was reading up on you a little bit because I wanted to get a little extra background on you. And you have been following wrestling since you were a little kid. And, we were just talking on my show about having that family connection and being a part of wrestling and taking your kids to the show. Tell us a little bit about how you got hooked on wrestling, because it happened pretty young, didn't it?
yeah, man. I was 8 years old when I got kind of captivated by wrestling. I'm not sure if you remember Deep South Wrestling. That was a developmental territory in McDonough, Georgia. That's where I grew up, and I was working out, or my mom was working out at Gold's Gym, and I used to be in the daycare there in the back. And she came and picked me up, but she was still talking to the lady in the daycare. So I ran to the front of the Gold's Gym to get asked the lady to make me a protein shake that knew my mom, and she's making it and everything. And then this huge dude walks up, and still to this day, I have no idea who he is. He kind of looked like Triple H, but it wasn't Triple H, but it was a guy training at the Deep South Wrestling school. So I asked him, I was like, what do you do? And he was like, I'm a wrestler. And I was like, oh, wow. So I kept bugging my mom, and I was like, where does this guy wrestle? She's like, I think it's over there behind the grocery store. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, will you take me? And she's like, no. She's like, ask your grandfather. My grandfather loves wrestling, and he's kind of always played that father figure in my life. So he took me to the Deep South Wrestling show. And dude, when I tell you that the first guy came out and he was a heel and he scared the crap out of me. And then I was like, oh, I think we should get out of here. But then the baby face came out, and I was like, oh, wow, I actually want to see what's going to happen. To me, it felt like real life superheroes. And I watched it. I was hooked. I remember leaving that show that day, and there was a little flyer, and it was advertising Raw, and it had John Cena on it. So I picked it up, and I was like, all right, I know where to watch it now. Every week I was watching it, man. And the cool thing about wrestling, it was a big escape for me from just my dad not being in my life and actually getting bullied in school. So wrestling was my escape. If I could make it to Monday or I could make it to Friday, I was good. And it gave me that comfort. So it's a huge part of my life ever since I was 8.
Wow. That kind of reminds me of my stories with Hulk Hogan and how he inspired me. So that is an amazing story.
Thank you.
You had such an amazing career on the indies before you got to WWE. How did you do that? What did you do differently than maybe other people did to not only wrestle the people that you did, but to get yourself to the point where you're in your early 20s and there you are in WWE?
Yeah, it was something that I've dedicated my whole life to. I've always been chasing getting to the WWE. So when I was 8, like I said, I started watching it. The years went by, and not too far. When I turned 12, I actually told my mom, I said, hey, I need to go to the gym with you. I need to get started on my career. My mom was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I want to be a wrestler. I was like, but I'm skinny. And she's like, you're 12 years old. And I was like, yeah, but you go to the gym, and I really think I need to get started. So from 12 all the way even until now, that's always been my thing, is working out. But it was always for wrestling. And it kind of became a thing where I realized, oh, wow, it teaches you discipline. It teaches you just so many different things in life, and it helps you with your mental and everything. So I'm very grateful that I found working out. But yeah, man, I've been chasing it since I was 12, I'd like to say. And when I hit 18, I went straight to a wrestling school in Atlanta. I had no money, but I did extra work on the side for movies, just to pay off wrestling school. And then one day my coach was like, hey, if you really want to do this, you can do it full time without having to work anywhere else. It's just going to be a grind. So that's when I started learning the hustle of, merch, and going to Office Depot every Thursday and before the drives to the long shows, and printing out 20 photos of myself, and the lady looking at me like, why are you printing out photos of yourself in, tight pants? And I'm like, she has no idea, but it's going to mean something one day. So just that whole process, man, and grinding and always taking advantage of any opportunity. And my goal was to get signed to WWE at 21, and I hit it right at 22. But that journey is it's pretty cool. It was 18 at a wrestling school. 19, I had my I signed to Evolve, which was not owned by WWE at the time. And then 20 is when I had my WWE tryout. And then right at 22, I got signed. So crazy.
That is amazing. But a lesson for everybody out there that's out there grinding right now. Maybe you could follow Austin Theory's path to success. And
absolutely,
what a path to success it's been for you. And when I went back and looked again, I got reminded about, you know, the time that you got to spend with Vince McMahon. You worked with Pat McAfee, you wrestled John Cena at WrestleMania. Now you're in the Vision with Paul Heyman. I mean, you got to do your thing at WrestleMania with Steve Austin too. That is absolutely phenomenal for somebody who's not even 30 years old. Does that blow you away that you have worked with all these icons in pro wrestling?
Yeah, I'd have to say the little 8-year-old that started watching this and, you know, learned who Vince McMahon was, learned who Stone Cold was, knew who John Cena was when I left that Deep South Wrestling show and had that little flyer in my hand. Yeah, it definitely blows me away. But also on the other side of that, I just knew the times of disbelief and people saying, you know, that's lame, it's stupid, that's an impossible dream to be on TV. And for me to just like sit there alone and just know that I was going to do this no matter what. And if I dedicated my life to this, like, how could I not have it? And to me, because it was such an impossible dream, well, then it sounds like nobody's trying. So my odds seem like they're way higher. So that's the mentality I had. And I just didn't take no for an answer. And definitely there were ups and downs, and don't expect there not to be some really lows. There were, and even still to this day. But I know what I have inside of myself, and I know what I see myself doing. So there was just no way I wasn't going to do it. Like, I am the pressure.
Where are you going to go from here? I mean, I'm going to back up then, but just sticking with the conversation a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
You're not 30 yet, and you've done all this already. Where do you go?
Wherever it takes me, man. I think it's all my mindset. I think every day I'm obsessed with the process. I'm not too. I love the moments. Don't get me wrong. You know, the big moments at Mania with Stone Cold and working with Paul Heyman and beating John Cena. It's all amazing, but it's quick. And the days of being in the gym and working on my mental and working on these other little things, these other little details are always, and they're constant. So for me, it's like I had to learn to fall in love with that part. And that's truly what I love. So for me, it's like, man, if I always do the stuff that nobody wants to do, how can I not have these crazy things keep happening? So like you said, it feels like, man, this guy's topped out. Like, what other things can he do? And there's so many things. But I think for me now, I'm not so much trying to plan out like my next goal. I just know with the work ethic that I have and just keeping my ears open and just learning along the way still, and always be open to knowledge. The sky's the limit, man. It is.
And we've got Austin Theory here on the Mark Hoke Show as we get ready for this big WrestleMania match. He is going to be teaming with Logan Paul and Ice Show Speed, taking on the Usos and LA Knight. What is it like working with Logan Paul and Ice Show Speed? Because these two guys are well known around the world. Yeah. Logan has gotten into the world of professional wrestling, and I think he's been amazing. I know sometimes people kind of take shots at him, but sure, he's been phenomenal. And now you have Ice Show Speed, who's, you know, he earned his stripes when he took that spear from Ron Breaker, in my opinion. But what's it like working with those two headed into the Super Bowl of pro wrestling?
Man, I have to say, Logan Paul, it's so fun, man. That's a guy, as much as people hate on him and say whatever they want to say, that's a guy, if you look, you know, even kind of similar to my story, it wasn't wrestling, but working on something, having a passion for something, and becoming one of the biggest superstars in the world on social media, just really anything. He's grinded and built that. And still to this day, even when we're, you know, working at work and we're, you know, putting a match together or figuring out our next move for the Vision, he's working on other stuff. He's always working. So being around him, it's super motivating. It's super cool to see somebody that has all these other things going on and really could just say, yeah, just, put me on the show and I'll get you guys some views. Like, it's not like that at all. Like, dude is in it. He's given his all. And to see somebody jump in it like that and be able to just get it and even improve along the way so quick, it blows my mind. And I think he kind of messes it up for other outsiders because they go, oh, I could do that, but you're not Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And when we talk about I Show Speed, that's another one that started so young grinding. And he's only 21, and dude's got almost 50 million followers just on Instagram. But just his platform and what he brings to the table is so unique. And I feel like with him, especially going into this match and just the little stuff you've seen on TV, not the spear where he almost passed away, but like this week, you see him jump over LA Knight. Speed, that's nothing for him. He jumps over cars. So it's really cool, man. And he really is somebody that he's got it. He really just needs to know, hey, this is what you want me to do. I got you. And he has his own little flavor on it. But for me, it's a cool situation, because I'm with two guys that normally, fans wouldn't like because they're outsiders. But to me, I love it, especially the heat we get and people not liking it, but seeing that, dang, like Logan's a tag team champion though. Dang, I Show Speed is on WrestleMania at 21. Hate all you want, but we're living life, man. So that's what I got to say about those guys.
Well, and getting into the vision, you were gone for a while, and I remember on the show just constantly saying, where the heck is Austin Theory? What did they do with Austin Theory? What was that break like for you, being away and seeing what was going to happen?
Well, I think for me, it was everything happens for a reason. But I was actually wrestling with a hernia for a very long time. And as gross as it is, man, I was having to pop it back in after certain matches. And just stuff people they don't know about. They don't know when somebody goes to the ring, what the damage is. But I was in a good spot. So, and even when it was hitting a low for me, I was doing everything that I could to just stay and keep the wheels turning on the car. And it reached a point, I had a match on Main Event, and it would not go back in. So that night I went to the emergency room, and it blew my mind because I was like, wow, I just had my gear on and I went out there and I wrestled, and now I'm in the ER. And now it's like, well, where does this go now? Because now I'm out of the picture. My contract was actually coming up. So a lot of things were hitting me personally. And that's kind of one of those things, like that's a low point in your life where you get really rocked. And to me, those points are where you really, you either stay down or you pick yourself up and you become a version of yourself that's always been in you, but it takes you to that next level. And it helped me reframe my mindset and everything. And coming back, I just knew like this is my value and this is what I need to be doing. So, and as you see, it's clear vision now.
You bet. And you guys are going to have your hands full at WrestleMania. I don't think that the Usos and LA Knight are in a very good mood right now. And you guys are going to be facing them on next Saturday night. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect from this match from you and get everybody excited about WrestleMania. It's time, man.
Yeah, exactly. When you look at the Usos, there's respect there, there's nostalgia, there's catchphrases, but none of that belongs to the tag team championships. The tag team championships are where they belong. The Usos, I would say they were the greatest tag team, but not anymore. And you have that one word idiot, LA Knight, that runs around. He only knows how to say, yeah. Is he going to lose at WrestleMania? Yeah. And I Show Speed and Logan Paul. I mean, we got youth on our side. We're starting the youth movement. We're getting rid of all these old heads. It's time for something fresh, something appealing, and it's going to be awesome. And I Show Speed is going to really blow people away. They're going to see some stuff they've never seen before. And I'm sure they're, like we said before, there's people hating on Logan and there's people hating on Speed. But after this match, it's just going to be what it is. You're going to have to sit there and go, dang, they are really good. Dang, I am really old. Dang, I'll never be like them. Dang.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing you at WrestleMania, Austin. It's going to be an incredible weekend. Get your tickets. And I was checking ticket prices. They're all right. So let's get everybody out there. Have a great time here in Las Vegas. And Austin, I might be rooting for you now. I mean, you may have sold me, brother.
Dude, I sell everybody, man. It's just, you go on the internet and it's just full of idiots. And one guy says somebody is this, and then everybody wants to bandwagon. But if I'm in front of you, you're going to change your mind, because that's you being real, and you're being fake when you're online. So it just is what it is. But they're going to see the pressure at WrestleMania. Guarantee that. WrestleMania 42, Allegiant Stadium. Get your tickets, Ticketmaster, ESPN, get the app. That's where we're going to be. Night one, match one is what I'm hearing. So that's how you kick off the show right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. And congratulations on all your success. Look forward to seeing this career continue for a long, long time, Austin. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Have a good one, sir.
You too, man.
All right. So there you go. Austin Theory on the Mark Hoke Show. And we'll get that off there. There you go. Stu, I want to hear from you first. Did that change your opinion about Austin Theory and maybe even Logan Paul and I Show Speed a little bit?
Okay. I think you have me all wrong. I got to see Austin Theory years ago when he was still in Evolve, and actually got to chat with him for a bit. I've always been I think Austin Theory is a tremendous wrestler, and he does a great job. And it should be a fun match with Usos and LA Knight and Logan Paul, I Show Speed. I'm not the biggest fan of Logan Paul, and it has nothing to do with his wrestling. He's got great skills. I'm just not. Look, I'm so detached from social media and views and whatever. I couldn't care less about your views. So don't use that don't use that to try to drum up fans. Show me what you got in the ring, whatever. It'll be an entertaining match. It's fine. Austin Theory. And by the way, Austin Theory was, I think at one time, a member of the International Players Club, ran by Lance Romance, a legendary manager up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So shout out to Lance. But yeah, Austin Theory's a great wrestler, and he's got a bright future.
Yeah, Phil. And the one thing that a lot of the media outlets picked up from that was the absence, that he had that hernia. I mean, I didn't know that. And for him to get through that, plus his contract was coming up at the time too. That's a little bit of a difficult spot for him. But what did you just general thoughts on the interview with Austin Theory?
Well, I mean, tremendous. It makes you want to be on the side of Logan Paul. It's
I know, and that's scary, isn't it?
And it is scary in a way, but look at the athleticism, look at the talent that Austin Theory and Logan Paul have, and
look, I Show Speed is a hell of an athlete.
Oh my gosh,
he is something else. So it's gonna be fascinating to see what he does in this match, because I'm sure that he's planning a spot or two that is gonna make everybody go whoa.
Because it's Mania. This is where you should be pulling out all the stops. And so I'm looking forward at what he's gonna do, what they're all gonna do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time, and I want to thank WWE for setting that up for us, and thanks to Austin Theory. We'll bump into him as the week goes on here in Las Vegas. Man, it's WrestleMania time, fellas. Yeah, let's go.
The WrestleMania song's playing in my head.
All right, let's step back and take a break. A couple more WrestleMania things we'll hit. Well, we also got to talk about AEW Dynasty today. A massive card in Vancouver. We had TNA Rebellion last night, one of the more interesting cards I've ever checked out. It was, it's got some new champs out there and some weird stuff and a whole lot more. Phil Stamper, Stu Myrick, I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us. We'll be right back.
Never before has for like this one. Enjoy the premium LASIK procedure at LASIK of Nevada. And if you're not approved for our standard financing programs, everyone will be approved. And we won't check your credit with our incredible no credit check financing. And everyone is approved. Even if you have bad credit or no credit, you can still get rid of the hassles of glasses and contacts with our amazing new financing program where we won't check your credit and everyone is approved. Give yourself the gift of vision now. Schedule your free consultation and we'll tell you about LASIK of Nevada's no credit check financing because everyone deserves the gift of vision. Go to LASIKofNevada.com now to schedule your free consultation. Call 702-636-2010 or go to LASIKofNevada.com. See Center for details.
Call LASIK of Nevada today.
Springfest is heating up at Lowe's. And for a limited time, we have the extra big deals you need to impress guests. Get your outdoor space ready and save $50 on the select Cobalt 24-volt blower kit, now $79. Plus, save $150 on the Blackstone 30-inch 2-burner griddle, now $299. It's springtime, and our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/13, while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, let's keep this party going. Look at Phil and Stu Myrick just rocking out in there.
It's Masters Sunday.
It is Masters Sunday.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about it.
Rory McIlroy,
sure
Cameron Young tied at -11.
Shouldn't be, though. It's a little epic collapse yesterday, but at least it happened on day 3, not day 4.
It happens. It happens.
All right. You guys are both very heavily involved in independent wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I would say yes.
We had a little controversy this week with TNA Impact on Thursday night, and because of the NCAA championship tournament, basketball tournament, Warner Brothers moved Collision where it conflicted with Impact. And it was funny that we just mentioned this on a show over the last couple of weeks, so we're starting to see a lot of TNA versus AEW matchups coming up out there, like that match I was really looking forward to, MJF and Nick Nemeth for one, and there were a couple more here too. But because Warner Brothers Discovery did that, Carlos Silva, the president of TNA, has said, not anymore. No TNA wrestlers on the independent circuit will be wrestling any AEW competitors. And all those matches, there's one. I saw somebody narked another match out that's going on in Vegas. I couldn't believe it. But all those matches have been pulled. Yeah. Phil, Carlos Silva got booed last night at TNA Rebellion. I would imagine because of this. You're an independent wrestling king. You have this whole world mapped out. What'd you think of that?
Well, remember, we've been in a world of reprieve of allowing that to happen. For the longest time, you couldn't. If you were with TNA, you were with TNA. If you were WWE, you were with WWE. Like, there wasn't this ability to do some of this crossover stuff that we were seeing on indie shows that were carrying this. And so I'm honestly not shocked anymore. I think it's been blown out of proportion. I think everybody just needs to take a breath. I think Carlos has some other issues he needs to deal with in-house. That's my personal opinion. But for me, it's just, we're back to where we were. I'm not really that like, I can't believe it, and shaking fist. I'm like, all right, we're just back. That's not going to stop anybody from getting work. That's not going to stop these guys from coming together and putting on banger matches in other ways and at other places. So I'm like, all right, and next.
Stu, another match we lost out here in Las Vegas with Ricochet and Leon Slater. What a heartbreak. Oh my God. I was so looking forward to going to that, and changed my plans. What did you think of all this?
It's petty, but kind of like what Phil said. All right. It's kind of the same thing as in the past. And it's silly, it's petty, but fans are going to boo Carlos Silver, and hey, I'm probably be there with him. Like Phil said, he's got a few more issues to deal with than having one of his wrestlers wrestle an AEW star. So, but you're just robbing fans, and and look, it's putting your stars on an independent card can only help your promotion. So, why cut off a little free publicity just because, and did this, was this really Carlos, or did this come from a little higher?
Yeah.
That's my my thought, because, we know, we haven't seen a whole lot of it lately, but that quote relationship with the E is still there. So
yeah, that's not a relationship. That's the boss.
I know.
That's the boss.
It is.
And and honestly, I was surprised when I was starting to see those matches pop up recently, because I was kind of thinking the same. I gotta be honest, I was saying the same thing that Carlos is thinking is, if I put one of my guys out there, he loses to an AEW guy, and quite frankly, a lot of those matchups, the AEW guy was going to win. Probably. I don't necessarily want that for my guys. So, because it does put you in a spot where, so, whether it's just a match, but it still puts AEW over TNA. So to a point, I get it, but I also think it sucks that they at least couldn't have let these matches finish out.
Well, how much does that matter nowadays? Remember, it's kind of,
and that's a good question.
Remember what I said the first day? It's all about the performance. This isn't being, fans aren't cheering this like a, they want win, loss, whatever. They just want the performance.
Phil.
So one of the things, you bring up a very valid point. One of the things that is frustrating on the independent level is that there were you knew certain people were going to come in from a company and be like, I can't lose because I'm with X company.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and like you said, does it matter? Isn't this wrestling? Isn't like, can't you do a match where like, oh yeah, today this person was the better wrestler? That avoids the whole other conversation about how too many matches are having like screwy finishes because like, oh, I can't just lose. It has to be a reason. And so I feel like it's, it's backhanded serves to back and forth. Like, well, you did this not well. Well, this keeps happening. Well, that keeps happening over here. And it's been this back and forth. And part of me is like, maybe we need a break. Maybe we need a little bit of a moment of pause and refresh and go, let's look at some other things in a different kind of way. Because again, like I said, Nick Nemeth isn't going to hurt for work. Ricochet isn't going to hurt for work.
No.
Leon Slater isn't going to hurt for work. There's so much possibility that's out there, and these folks are still going to be booked on events, just not against each other.
Yeah. So I guess that's how it goes. Let me grab a couple comments in the chat box here real quick. because I didn't get to a lot of these. Coach Keith Morrison saying, good morning, gentlemen. Really looking forward to the McAfee and Randy versus Cody and Jelly Roll match at Backlash. Good Lord. Oh, God. Stop talking about that. No. I'm blocking that comment forever. Oh, God. What else we got? Oh, this was for Coach Rosey, by the way. He had to leave to kill more birds if you weren't around for the bird attacks for Coach Rosey. That was too bad. Let's see. We got Javon Campbell at E357. Stone Cold Ron Cena should have more merchandise sales, in my opinion, but he's watching Asuka curse everybody and selling Danhausen merch. Well, that one takes me to multiple places.
Was that kind of crossing the streams there a little bit?
Yeah, it seemed like it. And Ricochet has his hands full. The demand was him being put on the list by Y2J. That did happen.
Yep.
And guess what's taking place today? AEW Dynasty up in Vancouver. Guys, this is a hell of a card. AEW just finds a way to put together unbelievable events. I'm just going to run this down real fast. Alex Windsor against Marina Shafir. Jack Perry's taking on Mark Davis for his national championship. Divine Dominion against Hyen and Maya World. FTR taking on Cope and Cage. And unfortunately, by the way, I interviewed Stokely Hathaway, but my file got corrupted. I felt really bad. Stokely was awesome. Thank you, Stoke, for taking the time anyway. But that is going to be sensational. I cannot wait for that one. Mox and Ospreay, Andre Alilo, Darby Allin, Tekla, Jamie Hayter. We've got the Casino Gauntlet match for that vacant AEW TNT championship because Kyle Fletcher got hurt on that weird combo spot, so he's out. They've got Tommaso Ciampa and Rush kicking it off, and then who knows who else is going to be in that. Young Bucks against Okada and Takeshita, Chris Jericho, Ricochet. The Dogs who won the Trios titles on Collision. I guess that first pay-per-view loss didn't matter. Sorry. They're taking on the Conglomeration. It's Cassidy Strong and a mystery opponent, and a war for the ages, MJF, Kenny Omega. Give me one, Phil. If you have to pick one match to watch, what is it?
I have to watch Kenny Omega, MJF.
I don't blame you. Stu, what do you like on that?
Man, I mean, I'm gonna go just for sake of difference, Mox and Ospreay.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
That's
too.
a good one too.
They're all good. Look, AEW, they are way too long on pay-per-views, but they are always, they always have great matches. So it'll be a fun one tonight in Vancouver.
Did you hear when I asked Tony about that when I had him on the show a few months ago? I hit him with it.
I think you did.
Yeah, you got to check that out.
It was
had a legit answer.
I'm sure what sure, but as someone who had to survive, AEW All In at what Rangers Ballpark, damn it. Anyway, until like 10:30 at night, and then had to drive back, 3 hours to Austin. Yeah, they still get a little long.
Well, the second part's a you problem.
But meanwhile, also remember, folks who are heading to WrestleMania are going to be sitting in there for 8 hours a night for the 2 nights of Mania.
It's going to be a long day in there. Oh,
and then didn't they make it 2 nights to avoid having the whole 7-8 hour marathon?
I mean, just to get there. So some of that, is going to include just physically getting there to be able to get to your seats and parking and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and when we wrap the show up, we'll talk a little bit about that. Just to give everybody a few tips and helpful ideas when you get here to Las Vegas. We also had TNA Rebellion last night. We got a couple of new champs. Mustafa Ali won the international championship from Trey Miguel, who cut his knee up apparently real bad. Yeah. That wasn't good. New tag team champions, poor Coach Rosey. I guess he doesn't have to carry the TNA belts around for Matt and Jeff for the entire week of WrestleMania, but it is Brian Myers and Bear Bronson. The System also had a weird segment with the Undead Realm. ODB had some golden tongs that went in a bad spot. Yeah. EC3's back. Bernie Kosar got a shot in on AJ Francis. It was an interesting night, Stu. It was
Yeah, interesting is one way to put it.
It was one of the stranger TNA cards.
It was, and the Undead Realm thing.
That was bizarre and weirdly placed in the night.
Well, the whole thing has been bizarre and weirdly placed. Look, I like that we had the cameo by Abyss. Abyss always will be one of my favorite TNA wrestlers ever. I had a feeling when they put the tag belts on Bronson and the other guy,
Brian.
I had a feeling that Eddie Edwards was going to win the world title off of Santana, but apparently that didn't happen. So, but yeah, it was a weird pay-per-view altogether.
Yeah, there was some odd stuff going on. I wonder if Danhausen's going to show up in the Undead Realm, Phil.
Oh, you know what? This would be the week to do it.
That would help it.
Right. I'm all about alternate realities in this kind of situation. Let's go.
Maybe
Simon Miller says Goofy Wrestling for life.
Maybe he can get Tessa Blanchard out of there, and we can get Charlotte and Tessa at WrestleMania. I want that match. I have been clamoring for that match for years. I'm sorry.
Okay. My brain just went,
I'm with you, Phil. I mean, yeah. It would
Charlotte Flair against Tessa Flair Blanchard. Boom. Come on.
I get
that's money. It is. Come on, Stu. You know it's money. You do.
Well, and hey, I get it. I don't know.
I understand. I understand. But
it's interesting.
People are going to flip out if that match actually happens. It's going to be fantastic.
By the way, congrats to ODB on TNA Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Mickey James wrestled again last night. Oh, God, those golden tongues on the Huevos Rancheros. Yikes. That just didn't look like a lot of fun. All right, we have a whole lot more to hit, but we want to talk a little bit about WrestleMania, what it's going to be like for everybody here in Las Vegas. Maybe a few extra tips from the guy that lives here. I don't know. Stick around. Phil Stamper, Stu Myrick, little old me, Mark Hoke. We'll be right back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Hang on.
Tax season is here and scammers are taking advantage of it. Right now, criminals are posing as the IRS, Social Security, DMV, even the Federal Trade Commission, and they're getting more convincing than ever. They can spoof caller ID to make it look like real government numbers. They'll use actual employee names and fake badge numbers. Some will even send official-looking letters with government seals. Then comes the pressure. You owe money. Your benefits are being suspended. Legal action will be taken. Don't fall for it. Real government agencies will never demand payment, threaten you with arrest, or require wire transfers, gift cards, or cryptocurrencies. Pause and report fraudulent activity to the FTC. For more information, visit oem.nv.gov. Sponsored by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Nevada Office of Emergency Management Homeland Security, and your local emergency manager's office. In cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GOAL to borrow up to $10,000.
1015 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Danhausen. Danhausen.
That's it. No, stop it.
Now that's in your brain. It's going to live there rent free. Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm gonna curse you, Phil Stamper. Shame on you.
Life has already beaten you to that one.
Yeah, we're back on the Mark Hoke Show, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. We got Phil Stamper, Stu Myrick coming back to say hi to us. We'll see how many more times he comes back. I think he should just stay. Oh, won't you stay?
I got a life.
I know.
I'm
But we love
I'm
you.
retired and everything, but I got a life.
I know. But, hey, guy can beg. Some quick news and notes from for WrestleMania to watch out for. The Demon is taking on Dominic Mysterio, and apparently Finn Balor's ticked off that they announced it. Phil, that was a bad move, right?
I mean, no, people want to see it, and they're going to get it. So I get why he wanted to make it special and a surprise at the same time. Like,
should have been a surprise. Even though it wouldn't have been a surprise, it should have been a surprise.
Right. That's it, too. I don't think it was going to be a surprise. Yeah.
Well, there you go. The stage is being built, by the way, and there was a concert in there. So I think last year they had about 10 or 12 days to build that thing. They've only got 6 days to get that done, fellas. Yeah. So they are hard at work over at Allegiant Stadium. But if you somehow get in there, don't take a picture and post it on the internet. Bad move. WWE will hunt you down.
And people still do it.
Yeah, they do. Aleister Black has been popping up in a lot of the backgrounds of a lot of these Cody and Orton segments. Stu, maybe Aleister Black is on The Rock's payroll. Why is Aleister Black showing up there real quick?
Because he's that way. I mean, he's one of those guys. So I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, back behind the scenes, a really nice guy. I've met him a couple times when he was still in AEW. Really nice guy.
I'm scared of him.
That's fair.
A little scary.
I'm scared of him. Sami Zayn's cashing flack because, he's saying, I don't know. I don't even know what I did. What did I actually do? Why are they completely ruining Sami Zayn? Sami's been, it's kind of weird, Phil.
It is, but I feel like that's been the MO for a while. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's happening.
So we got Sammy whining. We got Little Yachty screeching. You know what he reminds me of, by the way? He reminds, Spike from the Tom and Jerry cartoon, the bulldog?
Oh, yeah.
Lil Yachty's like Tyke, the little bulldog. Jesus, dude, take it down an octave. You're a musician, for God's sake. Oh, unbelievable. Alberto Del Rio. Stu, did you see this? He got nailed for domestic violence and in Mexico, and they let him go because he gave restitution of 1 million pesos and said he'd do rehab.
I missed that.
It's that easy down there, huh?
I saw that. And all I can say, I'm wondering how much longer he's going to be under, because he's still under a AAA contract or WWE AAA contract. I wonder if that's going to be short-lived after that.
Yeah, I've heard other things about Mr. Del Rio too, so kind of surprised maybe this didn't happen sooner. I'm mad at Vince Russo, real quick, because if you didn't see, so if you didn't catch it on Bust Open Radio, they had Coach and Russo's show, And they had Tony Khan on, and of course they were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna be the experts asking Tony Khan questions." And Vince Russo said, "Why do you let fans in your media scrums?" Hey, Vince, I've been writing for newspapers since like 1992. I've been doing reporting since like live event reporting and things like that, and radio for the last 16 or 17 years. Are there rookies in there? Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not going to deny that.
I was going to say, let's.
There are some questionable people that get in that room, but
Yes.
don't lump me in. I see it all the time, not just from Vince, but from fans all over the place, these quote unquote journalists. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. That's why when I ask Tony a question, it gets blown out of proportion. But Vince, come on the show. Let's go.
No,
I want to. I wish to dance the dance with Vince Russo.
Look, Russo has his he thinks everything is whatever, and yes, there is a sizable chunk of the quote wrestling media that are there because they're fans, and it was a way to get free tickets.
Yeah,
and they haven't had day one of doing something like covering a Super Bowl or covering Final Four or covering F1, or cover an NFL team for multiple years.
Right.
They have no clue how to do that. They're there because, again, it was a way to get a free ticket.
Yeah. So Vince, give me a little credit. That's all I'm asking. Give Stu Myrick a little credit. We know what we're doing. Phil?
Yeah.
It's all good. But
I trust Phil over most of the people that.
Oh, I would too. Man, if we all walked in there and just were the ones doing the press conferences, that'd be pretty sweet. I think people would be happy with that.
I mean,
I've been in a couple of Tony Khan press conferences like that. A couple of the Ring of Honor ones may have had like six, 7 of us in there. Tony kept looking at me for questions.
Oh, I had one up in Seattle. I think it was for Wrestle Dream a couple of years ago, where it was me and Alvarez and nobody else was talking. I was like, guys, somebody ask a question. I'm like, okay, give me the mic. Fine, I got it. Well, let's talk a little bit about Las Vegas, guys. And man, this is going to be so much fun. First, I want to give everybody a recommendation for going down to the stadium. If you drove down here, there's a lot of, you don't have to try and spend the $100 at the few spaces you can get at the stadium. A lot of the businesses down there have places to park, and they're like $30. You'll know it when you see it. There's a Terrible's gas station on Russell. And if you head west from that, there's a lot of great places to park, like $30. So just do yourself a favor. Don't get suckered in on a $100 parking fee. Lots of places to go. And you may want to walk. I had somebody said to walk from the Fountain Blue. I'm like, you're insane. It's the other side of the strip. That's stupid. But you can, get an Uber in there. But if you do Uber in, go early. Like Phil said, it's an 8-hour day. You got to get down there as soon as you can if you don't have personal transportation.
I do have to share that the last time I went to Vegas, I stayed at Planet Hollywood, and I decided on my last day, because I was doing work stuff. I was at a conference, so I didn't get a really good chance to see the city. I'm like, I'm going to walk to the airport.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
And I did.
That is moronic and stupid.
About 3/4 of the way there, I'm like, what am I doing?
Wow. And just some things going on here. Got about like a minute and a half left. You've got WWE World WrestleCon going on. Both great things to go to. So those should be a lot of fun. Just looking at some of the lists of the things that I might be looking at going to. Progress is going to be a Thursday morning. That was a fun show last year. WWE ID show over at HyperX Arena. That is on Thursday. House of Glory is also going on. So House of Glory is going to be in town. That should be a good time. I'm thinking about hitting a midnight GCW show, Phil. You like that idea? No? Didn't think so.
Sorry, I had something in my ear.
That's all right. FSW has a huge card. I believe that's on Friday night. That's headlined by Killer Cross, so you want to hit that. And some fun things to do. Mark Henry's doing a comedy show on Wednesday night.
All right.
That's going to be fun. Chris Van Vliet's doing his show on Thursday, 8 o'clock at the Circa. Gabe Sapolsky is doing one of those training sessions at the FSW Arena on Wednesday at 10. I'm going to go to that.
All right.
I want to check it out just to see.
I'll mention one real quick. New Texas Pro Wrestling Thursday at Bizarre Bar. Great promotion. Shout out to my buddy Biss. He's a promoter for that one. So along with Kiefer Bartek. But yeah, check out some Texas wrestling there in Sin City.
Yeah. Hardy Party at the Ghost Bar, and Nanny's doing a book signing at 7:30 on, I think that's Thursday, and a whole lot of other cool stuff. Phil, we got like 15 seconds. Any of those cards, what would you go to real quick?
I do want to see Bloodsport, but also make sure you go to WrestleReality.substack.com because that'll have a full list of all the wrestling events.
Yeah, go to Bloodsport. It's going to be awesome. Guys, thank you very much. Hey, when we all speak again next week, and we may do a little Saturday show, WrestleMania, maybe. It's going to be great. Stu, thanks for coming in again. We miss you, brother. Good to see you. Phil Stamper, good to have you back in, too. I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
Thank you for having me.
Keep an eye on our socials. Everything. Just look up the Mark Hoke Show. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I'm going to be out of media days and all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a blast. We'll see you at WrestleMania, everybody.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show. Like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show. And visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Clark County Parks and Recreation